Good afternoon. I'm going to call our meeting to order here on Tuesday, May the 3rd. And I would ask Commissioner Dickinson if he would lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. Lord, as we come into this year's election season, please bless our poll managers and our poll workers. They do a wonderful job for all Madison citizens, and they deserve and should receive your blessing. Second, inspire in all our voters a desire to really look into the qualifications of all the candidates in our elections and to go out and vote for those candidates whom they believe will do the best job of serving our county and serving our country. Finally, we ask you to assure that this election commission works together as a team to ensure that our elections are honest, that they're fair, that our voters were treated with courtesy and respect so that we can serve our county, our citizens, and you. We ask this in your name, O Lord. Amen.
All right, let's do the pledge, okay?
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just as a way of comment, we are meeting this afternoon because it is our regular scheduled purge date, but the boardroom here was not available until this afternoon. And so we have before us our April the 13th minutes.
I move the minutes be accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion pass. All right, and then we are down to our mandatory purge date, which this will be for convictions that are listed in state law for crimes that are considered disenfranchising for voting purposes. And our attorney is not able to be here today, but he had previewed this list that was provided by Ms. Ray to him, and we have a total of 23 listed here. Has anyone had a chance to review it and look at it and decide anything different?
I've had a chance, Pat, and I would like to amend that number to 21 because there are two duplicates on the list.
Are they the
Number
same
one
crimes?
number 1 and 2 and number 15 and 16 are the same person.
Right. I was trying to see, sometimes there will be different charges, though.
Who is that again? Tell me again the numbers.
1 and 2 and 15 and 16.
What may be happening is that, and Anita, you probably have more expertise on this. What may be happening is that same individuals are being indicted and convicted on two separate counts of the same crime. For example, if you stole 2 cars, you might be convicted of 2 car thefts rather than 1.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes, it's
But it would just be 21 people that we're purging, not 23.
It's
23 crimes.
It'll be 2 different crimes. They probably have 2 different case numbers.
I still think the objection is valid. We're still down to 21 people, no matter how many crimes have been committed.
Correct.
I move that we approve this list of disenfranchising crimes of 21 persons.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do I have a volunteer to want to do this in Sims?
I can do it.
All right. When you do the comment, would you put whatever their disenfranchising crime conviction is in down in the comments? It doesn't have to have that word for word, but that's always good. And, then we select disenfranchising crime as the reason for the
Sure. Would you
purge.
prefer that or the Senate citation number?
What now?
Either the Senate citation text or the Senate citation number.
The text?
The text. Okay.
Because I don't know those numbers offhand, so I think the text would be more meaningful to us. All right, I thank you. Lauren's going to take care of that for us. And so it'll be a total of 21. All right. Now we're to Ms. Ray.
And it just hit me, I forgot the VR001 report.
Well, it's very short from the time we've met before because we're doing a purge date.
So I will, the next time we come,
That'll be fine.
we'll just add that to that.
That will be fine.
Okay. So I spoke with ES&S and scheduled our LNA testing to begin May the 25th. So it'll be all that week, and then it'll be, since this is going to be a very short election, we don't feel like we're going to have, it's going to be that dramatic.
Anita, on the possibility that somebody out there is listening, could you explain what LNA testing is?
Logistics and
Accuracy?
Accuracy, yes. And that is where we test our voting machines and also upload all the data into our poll books. So, anyway, and then after that, also this Saturday, we will be open, the circuit clerk's office will be open from 8 until 12 for voter registration, but the deadline to register to vote is this, will be the 9th and at 5 o'clock, okay? And let's see, also, absentee voting has already started in the circuit clerk's office, and it's been very slow, but we are voting as of right now.
Okay.
And the primary will be on June the 4th. Also, I wanted to let you know that that the circuit clerk's office will be open on the last 2 Saturdays right before the I want you to know that the primary is on June the 7th. We're going to be open on the 28th and on the 4th. The 4th, it falls on a Saturday. Okay. So did you get that correction?
Do it one more time.
Okay. The primary is the 7th.
Yeah.
The circuit clerk's office is open from 8 until 12, the last 2 Saturdays before the election, which is May the 28th and June the 4th, 8 until 12. Got that?
Yep.
Okay, written
Thank you.
down. Okay, the only other thing I wanted to mention to you is on the general election, the first day to qualify, we will have a school board election because there has been a little interest in qualifying for that. The first day to qualify will be August the 10th. I just wanted to let y'all keep that in mind also.
That's the first day?
The first day to qualify is August the 10th.
Got it.
Okay, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, we're down to purges by district, and it was for the period April the 7th through April the 27th. And so District 1,
3.
District 2,
16.
District 3, 19, District 4,
10.
District 5.
7.
Do I hear a motion?
So move.
Mr.
Second.
Lacy and Lauren for the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, old business. Do we have anything that anyone needed to bring up?
I did want to update Anita on my precinct contacts because there was one last time we spoke that I still haven't heard from. I still have not heard from them, but Dan did have an excellent suggestion to go to one of their church services and just.
Worked for me.
So
Did work for you.
Yes, I also got to meet Leroy's brother-in-law.
Okay,
I will be doing that with China Grove unless I hear from them prior.
okay. Fantastic.
All right. Is anything else? All right, well, let's move to new business then. I have passed out a couple of things that are in your packet, one being the ES&S contact list, and that was sent to me by email, so I just printed it out to make it available to all of us. And then the supply list for the voting booths and the privacy screens that would be needed at each precinct. And the parties more or less rely on us to suggest this for them. This is a template of 2015, so please don't feel like these figures are what they have to be. And there is one correction on the 204. It's, of course, now called First Pentecostal.
No, it's Parkway Pentecostal.
Parkway Pentecostal, okay. And, but you need to look at your particular district that we could offer them these suggestions so that if they wanted to use that same type of, but the other caveat is that we need to inventory in the basement to make sure all of this is available. It's grand to say we want it, but if it's not down there in the basement, that we have this X amount, then we won't be able to collect it to put on the delivery truck.
Do we have a report, or can we run a report as to how many voters these precincts had in 2015? So, because this area has, a lot of these areas have grown tremendously, and we'll need to extrapolate that out.
I don't know. For me, it doesn't make much difference because I look at the amount of voters that are there right now. And you also have to consider the size of the precinct. Even though you may have way more voters like perhaps Gluckstadt, you don't have room to put any more of this equipment in there really and still be able to accommodate your voters. So I really think it's more or less looking at today's numbers like we have, but there probably is a way to run that report if
Done it, but you're exactly right.
Yeah, Gluckstadt and Flora, for that matter, both have increased tremendously in
Yeah.
those years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be, I mean, Gluckstadt, St. Joe, and China Grove are very small precincts, but the other precincts, like Parkway, which is one of our largest precincts, has grown exponentially and could potentially accommodate more equipment if necessary and available.
Are you talking about for this primary? So got to be sure that we have enough workers there too. So check with Renee
Yeah.
and Howard. Make sure there's enough poll workers, because I think she,
Yeah, no, I've seen her list. She's good.
okay. I mean, to add more equipment is what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha.
The main thing is you want to be sure you have the privacy screens that can be set up on the tables. And they come back in a variety of assortments when we get them back. And so it is necessary to put them in bundles of whatever and tie them with some string in order for them to be able to be labeled and sent to the correct precincts. So I think that will still need to be our responsibility because it's something we are familiar with being able to do. And that's, everybody just is on their own, handle your own. If you have questions, feel free to ask any of us and we'll go from there. But I think that would be something that, for me, would be helpful to look at and decide how many of those I need. Okay, does anybody have anything else? I'll let you speak to our splits again. We discovered that there are a three-way split now at Colonial Heights. There are 2 Republican ballots and 1 Democrat ballot. Wow. But now in some precincts, it's only a Democrat ballot. In some, it's only a Republican ballot. So it may be a little confusing to the voters when they get there and realize that they don't have their particular ballot available to them. But that's just a side note, something for us to be aware of and them also.
Yes, and for anyone that is listening, if they'll call the office before they get to the precinct, we'll be happy to let them know. You know,
What
if-
choices? Yeah,
If they have an election in their category,
right.
in their party.
Right.
We'll let them know before they get to
Because
the
I do
precinct.
foresee that people are going to come into a primary expecting to vote for their party's candidates, and they're not going to be any. And then, of
Correct.
course, they have to decide whether they want to vote in the other party's primary or whether they want to go home.
That's true.
That's why I was bringing it up today, because I think it was eye-opening to me to realize that there'll be some precincts that strictly do not have anything but one particular party for those races. And that's because of the way our congressional district lines are formatted. And so that makes a difference.
That's true.
And both parties don't have both candidates represented by somebody else. So it'll just be, the public needs to be well-versed on what their voting opportunity is and can find out by calling the circuit clerk's office.
Yes, and I'm going to contact the IT department, because they're always good about putting our absentee ballot on the website, and that way
Right.
they can even look at the website, and they'll be able to see who is, who the candidates are.
Right, right. Okay. Comments from the commissioners. District 1,
None?
District 2,
None.
3, I've already said everything I had. 4,
No comment?
5.
None.
Okay, very good. Well, I don't,
Yes, not a comment, but to ask, I think Ms. Helen said something about May the 19th. I have to call Ms. Ward to resecure, because I said May the 5th or whatever. So that's what she has waiting, so I need to call for the 19th. I was unaware.
Yeah, that's our manager's only training.
I need to call her to see is it available.
okay, well, as soon as we can verify that, then you'll disperse the information to us.
I'm gonna call her in a second.
And we can go from there then. All right, is there anything further? We had already decided to dispense with the June meeting because of the primary election, and so our next meeting will be scheduled for July the 13th. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Second.
I hear